So I have participated in a game jam. The theme was Trust No One. My first thoughts
were...
Thoughts. Sorry, I can't get this to work. I'm from Germany. TH is a sound we don't usually make. Anyways, my first thoughts were, what a shitty ass theme. So I said, fuck this shit, I'm out of here. Well, actually I have an idea. But in order for you to understand my idea, I have to give you a little history lesson. So gather around, my little pimps, while Papa tells you something. After Germany has lost the Second World War, the country got divided into a capitalist part and a communist part. People in the capitalist part were all happy and shit because America was rebuilding their economy, therefore people in the western part of Germany had more money and could buy stuff. On the other side, Russia built a huge ass wall with fucking death traps that murdered anyone who wanted to leave the country. In addition, the economy was going downhill like in a roller coaster, but that's not all. On top of that, the government paid normal citizens to betray their friends and family and report any kind of suspicious behavior. So people wanted to get the hell out of there, which eventually led to the fall of the wall. With an happy ending, people could live in freedom, blah blah. So the last part is not important, at least for my game. I made use of a tool called Trustopia to shift that shit into the future, throw in some cyberpunk stuff, and tada, I ended up with something like this. But since I had no fucking chance of getting Harrison Ford to play a part in my game, I ended up with this. Nice, so the idea settled, let's start coding that bad boy. Since the game will be heavily focused around the narrative, which means there will be a lot of boring ass reading involved, I started by creating a text box. After that I came up with some graphics and threw them in there. Since I'm not a professional artist, it took me way too long to create something that doesn't look like complete bullshit. It's still not perfect, but I thought if I can keep the art style consistent, it might look okay. So now it's time to get some kind of dialogue system running. That is actually not that complicated. Every NPC has a state, and it says shit according to the state. After that, the player chooses an answer out of a predefined list, which leads to a new state for the NPC. In addition to that, the things that the player has done during the game affect the starting state of the NPC. Pretty simple, right? The thing is, I have no idea how to implement a graphical node system into my game, so I made an array structure which is pretty fucking horrible. You got your states, the text the NPC says, and a follow-up state, which is nice. On the other hand, this shit is extremely fragile and keeps bugging out. But I had no intention in fixing it, since it kinda worked when used in a specific way, and I'm just gonna use the system for one game. The next step was to create some more pixel art. Pretty nice looking, huh? Well, yeah, not really, but as I mentioned, as long as you keep the art style consistent, everything looks kinda decent. Oh yeah, I also added a map, which allows you to go from one place to another. Fantastic! And now to the part that I enjoy the most, actually making the fucking game and using my stupid dialogue system. So I had to come up with a storyline and some hopefully enjoyable dialogue. Thankfully I have discovered throughout my life that many people consider it humorous when you curse a lot. So I fucking did that. Oh yeah, and I implemented a space shooter game, because I can. After that, the only thing that was left to do was to throw in some dope music, which I found all by myself. Add in a speaking effect. Yeah, no idea where that came from. And add a title screen. So there you have it. How to make a mediocre game within 72 hours.